In today's headlines, Thailand's southern region is demanding Pfizer vaccines to combat the most recent surge in the area. Meanwhile, Thailand approves the sale of a Chinese-made test kit that was pulled off the shelves in the US. Details on these stories and many more coming right up. Welcome to the Thaiger channel, and you're watching Thailand News Today, your weekday roundup of headlines in Thailand and beyond. So be sure to subscribe to the channel to stay in the loop. And in what has become a common occurrence nowadays, police raided an establishment and arrested people illegally serving and consuming alcohol. On Monday night in Bangkok, police raided a restaurant within Central World Shopping Center and arrested 93 people with alcoholic beverages. They say that when running a business, or in this case, illegally selling alcohol, location is everything, and the bar happens to sit across the street from none other than the headquarters of the National Police Bureau. Police say they were acting on a tip-off that the restaurant was selling and serving alcohol to customers. According to police, Tapas Music Bar by Vaso had received warnings on October the 16th and 17th, but refused to stop serving alcohol to patrons. The restaurant manager, who ignored the previous warnings, is now being charged with violating the emergency decree, disease control laws, and the current local regulations in place. The emergency decree carries up to 40,000 baht in fines and 2 years in prison for violation, while disease control laws can bring up to 100,000 baht and 1 year in prison as punishment. A senior health official in the southern province of Songkhla says the region must move to Pfizer vaccines only in order to combat the recent surge in COVID infections. This would mean a move from the current protocol of mixing Sinovac and AstraZeneca to using Pfizer for both doses. There has been a concerning spike in infections in the southern provinces of Songkhla, Yala, Pattani, and Narathiwat, which has officials on alert. The CCSA has already said that without drastic intervention, the daily infections currently averaging 500 and 600 could surge to between 800 to 1,000. According to the local health office, officials in Songkhla can administer around 25,000 vaccines a day, meaning that 70% of residents could be vaccinated this month. But in order to boost effectiveness, the province suggests replacing the Sinovac and AstraZeneca cocktail with Pfizer for both doses. It's understood that out of 120,000 students between the ages of 12 and 18, 92,000 have received at least the first Pfizer dose. In light of the recent cyber fraud incident in which 40,000 people were victimized in Thailand, a cybersecurity expert is emphasizing the need for digital literacy. Parinyahom Anek, president of the IT security consulting firm ACIS, says cardholders are the most vulnerable in the payment ecosystem. This vulnerability sees criminals targeting the group first, as many still are not aware that debit and credit cards can be used to make online purchases. Such digital literacy includes receiving and monitoring text message notifications when a transaction is made on one's account, as a recent incident saw criminals succeed in withdrawing small amounts of funds frequently. In regards to the scam, the Bank of Thailand and the Thai Bankers Association has stated that no commercial bank systems had been hacked, and the irregular transactions were for payments to online shops registered overseas. Parinya says there are 3 crucial cybersecurity trends that will start in 2022. The first trend includes users needing to become digitally literate to fend off attackers. The second is in the vulnerability of supply chains, in which cyber attacks can happen in any of the chain's constituents, opening the door for attacks throughout the same supply chain. In response, the US has issued a cybersecurity maturity model certification that sets a standard which needs to be applied by companies bidding for projects of the Department of Homeland Security to ward off security risks. The standards may affect other companies in the supply chain, including Thailand. Parinya says this standard needs to be applied in Thailand by making a Thai version of the CMMC to get prepared. The third and last trend is enacting a zero-trust design. This means that people must not trust any devices to access data and perform frequent checks to detect any suspicious transactions. Recently, banks have confirmed that they will refund money to the victims of the recent cyber fraud incident. Payong Siwanit, chairman of the Thai Bankers Association, says banks will pay back money to the victims of those cases within 5 business days for debit card holders. For those holding credit cards, the banks will cancel suspicious transactions while not collecting interest or fees for the transactions from cardholders. Payong also said the banks will close the affected credit card accounts and open new ones for customers, all free of charge.
I've got Sean standing here from 5-Star Marine on a magnificent day here on the southern island of Phuket, and we've got some of your boats behind us. Well, one of them. Why are they all called Lucas?
So I have a son, 9 years old, and we started off with Lucas 1 and 2, and then we had a family discussion about maybe changing one name to my daughter, but my son pitched me very well that would be bad for our brand, and so now it's Lucas all the way up to Lucas 11. We're never going to be able to change it now, we're too deep in.
So you've probably got a bit of family rivalry going on now. The daughter's saying, "Where's my boats?"
Yeah, it's a little bit like that, but he keeps explaining to me that if I change the name of the boat, I have to change the name of the company, and that's not something I'm ready to do yet.
So you've got a future marketing manager there.
Yeah, I do. And they're all, 39-foot private speedboats, and nice and safe on the sea.
They are real. These are all built in Phuket.
Yeah, all in Phuket, and 9 of them built in Phuket during COVID.
Wow, amazing. And during COVID, you've enlarged your fleet, you've improved your boats, and you're ready for what I suppose we call the grand reopening, which is now on with all these beautiful beaches waiting for people to come back.
Exactly right. And, as we've been saying, it's boating season, so get out there.
So flat, calm seas, bright, sunny skies. The worst of the wet season is behind us, and Thailand has reopened, and we look forward to you coming back soon.
Bangkok police say they have arrested a male music teacher over allegedly molesting young schoolboys. The 51-year-old teacher, whose surname was released as being Montri, works at a well-known school in Bangkok district in Bangkok. Police say he is accused of sexually abusing 3 of his male students, aged between 8 and 11. They say some of those boys he taught for more than 3 years. The children say the abuse occurred in the washrooms and music rooms of the school. Police say the man was taken to the police department for questioning and are currently investigating his mobile phone to see if any videos were taken. The music teacher allegedly admitted to kissing and caressing the boys, but nothing more. The current charges, however, carry a punishment of up to life in prison, with police requesting Montri's bail to be denied. After a protracted battle over whether to purchase 8.5 million antigen test kits from a Chinese company that was pulled from U.S. shelves for inaccuracy, the sale went through, and the Thai government pharmaceutical organization has been distributing the kits for use across Thailand. The GPO has now announced a supply of 2 million ATKs for sale directly to consumers for 40 baht per kit, less than the purchase price of 70 baht. And while the US FDA warns of their inaccuracy, the ATKs have been approved by the Thai FDA and will be made available at 8 branches of the GPO throughout Bangkok, as well as an online option for purchase. The online option will only be available from October the 20th to the 26th, with a limit of 300 boxes per day, available for purchase at gpoplanet.com. And guess what? For today's quota, they've already sold out. People living near floodgates at the Chao Phraya River in Bangkok are being warned of a significant flood risk between now and the end of the month. The Bangkok Metropolitan Administration has issued the warning as officials monitor rising water levels. The river's water level is expected to rise between 20 and 40 centimeters. Bangkok Governor Aswin Kwanmueang says water levels could threaten 11 riverside communities comprising 239 homes across 7 districts. The governor says the BMA has reinforced the Chao Phraya's floodgates from the Rama 7 bridge to the district of Bang Na, as well as 14 other low-lying areas. 97 pumping stations are on standby with spare water pumps, boats, sandbags, and other equipment also prepared. Aviation, the owner of Thailand's largest low-cost carrier, Thai Air Asia, is hoping to raise as much as 17.9 billion baht in loans, shares, and convertible debt to get their business back into operation for Thailand's reopening. Asia Aviation is consulting with new investors, shareholders, and creditors, and has prepared a new restructure document and forecasts. The company, which owns a 55% stake in Thai Air Asia, will use most of its proceeds to acquire the shares of Thai Air Asia it does not already control. Thai Airways and Nok Air are also in the middle of complex restructurings, with the national airline technically in bankruptcy mode with its new restructuring plan. And that just about wraps up our report for you today, but check out the videos that just popped up here to continue watching other shows on our channel. And Thailand News Today will be back tomorrow, so meanwhile, you're now up to date on the Thaiger.